Does an electric bike add more value to your life than a petrol bike? Currently in India, I don't think so. In few aspects, yes, but in few aspects, definitely no. Let's talk about this. You can't really compare a petrol bike and an EV because there are few things that you can measure and there are few things that you can't measure. To start off, let's start with the things that you can actually compare and measure, the financials. So let's jump to Excel sheet now. So let's start with each of these bike. And by the way, I am not picking any specific bikes to compare. I'm just in general taking the prices, round figures of it to make some sense check. If you want to pick any particular bike that you want to compare with, I'll just share this sheet in the description below. You can simply download this sheet, replace the values and check if these things make sense to the bike that you are thinking to purchase right now. Alright, let's get started. And let's get to the on-road prices of these things. These prices will vary from state to state. I'm choosing the round figures to make things simple. These numbers show that an EV is very expensive than a petrol bike. Wait, let's just complete this and then you'll change your mind probably. So let's check the refueling cost of each of these. Refueling cost of an EV. It usually consumes around 2 units or 3 units of charge, which will be around like 20 rupees or something per full charge. While for petrol scooty, it is of 100 rupees. And what is the mileage of each of these bike? Let's pick 85 for now and see what happens, or probably we can make it 90. And the petrol scooty, I assume it's close to 40 plus or minus. You are riding a distance of 1000 kilometers per month, so you would need to charge your bike 11 times in a month and you need 25 liters of petrol. So what is the total refueling cost now? You guys see the difference now? 220 rupees against 2500 rupees per month. So your EV costs almost 90% less than your petrol scooty. Petrol scooty takes 30k just for fueling and EV takes 2600. I repeat, 2600. It's 90% less. So after 2 years, your EV consumes much lesser amount than your petrol bike. If you are planning to purchase an electric bike, even the bike is costing 1.5 lakh, it adds value at the end of second year, where you spend much lesser to travel the same distance in comparison to a petrol bike. Now what happens, you get something like Ola S1 Pro, which gives a range of 135 kilometers. And I think the bike is around 1.2 lakh if I'm not wrong. At the end of first year itself, you're spending much lesser than a petrol scooty. If you have an S1 Pro Ola, believe me, you're saving a lot. That is the beauty of an EV. Now let's check the immeasurable things, the value that each of these bike will add to your lifestyle. First thing, the performance of the bike. I have an EV, it's been close to 1 year now. It is the second generation of Ather 450X. I have no complaints about the performance. The pickup is still amazing, as smooth and as fast as it was when I purchased. There could be some lack of efficiency in that, but I barely notice it. And the range as well is amazing. I don't see any drop in the range. Probably there can be a range drop of a kilometer or 2 kilometers. Second thing is the dashboard and the software integration. You see, if you have an EV, particularly Ather or Ola, these things have this beautiful dashboard and beautiful apps that integrates your bike and your app, so you can have your dashboard right on your bike itself. This is one of those primary reasons that attracted me completely to an EV. Now with the dashboard, you can just have your navigation right on your dashboard. You can plan your trip from your app and the trip is right over there in front of you. Charging and fuel. This is one of the biggest problems of EVs that I tell all the time. If you have a petrol bike or a scooty, you will never be range anxious. But if you have an EV, believe me, you will face the range anxiety every single day. And you have to be very calculative about all the trips that you go, all the distance that you travel. Along with that, for you to refill the petrol, it's hardly 2 minutes. But for you to recharge your bike, it takes around 45 minutes to an hour with the fast chargers. Now this is one of the biggest problems I feel with the EVs right now. I mean, the charging infrastructure is not yet that good for you to enjoy riding an EV. In terms of the value EV adds in comparison to the petrol bikes, and there are a few things that your EV is extremely great at, like the software integration, the dashboard, economical, and the petrol bikes are extremely great at few things. Easy availability to refuel your bike, no range anxiety. If you are a person who rides more than 80 kilometers or something in a day, then just go for the petrol bikes, or else you have to deal with the range anxiety every single day, spending 45 minutes at the fast charging station just for the bike to get charged. If you are a person who rides probably 40 kilometers per day, and you know for a fact that you will come back to home and plug in your bike for the next day, just go for the EV. The EVs are for you. You can have a beautiful, amazing experience riding an EVs. So, which type of user are you, and what do you think about EVs and the petrol bikes? Do let us know your experience in the comments.